Hi guys, welcome to another M10 video. Today we've got a Volkswagen Golf that's in for an issue with its key. It's stuck in the ignition barrel. So today we're going to show you how to remove that key from the ignition barrel and remove the barrel itself without having to remove the steering wheel. So let's get into it. So to make things a little easier, you want to remove the key fob. So if you fold it down as if you were closing it, you can see the little pin that you need to knock out. So with a little pick that's thin enough to go through the hole, you want to line it up and just give it a little tap of the hammer and that should come out. When you're tapping the pin through, be careful that you don't tap it too far so it just falls on the floor and you might lose it. It's very small and very fiddly, so you don't want to do that. Use the pliers then when it's at the end just to wiggle it out and keep it in a safe place. I'd recommend a magnetic tray because you're going to need to reuse this later on. With the pin removed, you can just remove the fob from the key blade. So now we're going to release the cowling from the steering column. The top part is just held on with clips. These just pop up and you can angle them backwards like that. And if you turn the steering wheel 90 degrees one way, there's a Torx 25 bolt and you can just remove that then with a little screwdriver. And if you turn it the other way, you can get out the other one. There's another Torx 25 underneath, so that's 3 in total. These just hold the plastic cowling to the steering column, and with them out of the way and also the key fob out of the way, we can now guide the plastic cowling away from the steering column. So looking at the ignition barrel, you can see that there's a little notch on the right hand side. There's a little hole there. And using our special tool, a paper clip, you can fit this down that hole and it'll work its way through to a release catch. So, and if you fiddle it in the right way, you'll release the catch and you'll be able to pull it out. Because the key is stuck in, what I'd recommend is that you use a plier so you can grip on the end of it just to give it a little pull when you're trying to work the pin around. When you insert the paper clip, you want to make sure that the key is actually in the on position, because that's when it's going to be aligned up with a catch for you to be able to release. There is a little bit of a knack to doing this, but once you get it, it'll pop right out. This is the barrel removed from the car. There's just one electrical connector that you have to remove to release the transponder. That picks up the immobilizer signal. But you can see I can remove the key easily by hand. It's not jammed in anymore just because it's been freed from the mechanism. When I'm turning the key, everything's turning as it should be. The job of this barrel is literally just to allow you to insert the key, turn it, and allow you to rotate that little tab that's on the back of the barrel. And it's that notch on the back of the barrel which rotates in this mechanism. You can see that's where it slots into there. So when you turn the key, it turns this mechanism and can turn the ignition on and then start the car. But it's this mechanism that seizes up, and that's really our problem. And that is it for this week's video, guys. Thanks for watching. That is how we go about removing the ignition barrel from a Volkswagen Golf. As you can see, the barrel is working here fine. So our problem is a little bit further back in the ignition switch and the mechanism that's attached to it. So hopefully I'll cover that in a different video. But thanks for watching. Please click here to see more. Cheers.